You are welcome back to this channel. So in today's class, we want to solve quadratic equation graphically. Algebraically, we said that there are three methods that we can use to solve quadratic equation: factorization method, completing the square method, and formula. Now, we want to show how the graph of quadratic equation looks. The graph of quadratic equation is called parabola, and the shape of this parabola depends on the coefficient of x squared, a. That is, this a is the coefficient of x squared. So the shape of quadratic equation depends on the value of a. If a is positive, that is, if a is greater than 0, the quadratic equation graph will look like this one. So this U shape will look up and the points will come down. So this point is called the minimum point. Minimum point. This minimum point occurs when x is equal to minus b over 2a. So when a is less than 0, that is when a, the coefficient of x, when it is negative, when a is negative, the shape of quadratic equation, the graph of that quadratic equation will look downward. The U shape will look downward. So let me call this one a. This point a is called minimum point. So let's call this point q. So the point q is called the maximum point, or maximum value, or highest value. So this one is least value or minimum value. So, and this maximum value also occurs when x is equal to minus b over 2a. Now, both minimum points and maximum points are called the turning points. Turning points. Minimum point and maximum point are called the turning points. Why are they called the turning point? That is when the curve changes its direction. It's called the turning point. This place, as it's coming like this, it changes its direction exactly at this point, at the point of minimum points. Also, when the graph is coming up like this, when it gets to maximum point, it changes its direction. So that is the turning point, exactly where the curve changes its direction. Now, if you have a quadratic function, let's say we have minus x squared plus 2x minus c is equal to 0. We know that the coefficient of x here is equal to minus 1. That is, a is equal to minus 1. So if you want to draw the graph of this quadratic equation, you should know that it must look like this. So it must have a maximum point. So if we have, for example, we have x squared minus x plus 5. So let's use alphabet A. Let's say 1 here. So is equal to 0. You should know that the graph of this quadratic equation must look like this. It must have a minimum value. So let's have an example for us to really understand what we are really talking about. For example, plot the graph of y is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4 for the values of x from minus 2 to 5. So here, use the graph to find the value of y when x is equal to 3.6, the values of x when y is equal to 2, the lowest value of x squared minus 3x minus 4, and the corresponding value of x. B, draw the axis of symmetry of the curve and write down its equation. Solution. So the next thing is that we have to work out the value of x squared and 3x. Solution. So they have given us what our x should be. So we need to draw a table now. So we draw a table. So draw the table like this. So we want to draw for x. So when x is equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, let's solve for x squared. So when x is equal to -2, what will be our x squared? X squared will be -2 times -2, and that is equal to 4. So when x is equal to -1, what is x squared? X squared will be 1. When x is equal to 0, x squared is going to be 0. When x is equal to 1, x squared is equal to 1. When x is equal to 2, x squared is equal to 4. When x is equal to 3, x squared is equal to 9. When x is equal to 4, x squared is equal to 16. And when x is equal to 5, x squared is equal to 25. So the next thing is that we want to write for -3x. So when x is equal to -2, -3x is going to be minus. So anywhere we see x, we are going to put -2. Okay, let me show it. When x, I want to show the workings now. I was avoiding it because of time, but we need to show it. When x is equal to -2, when x is equal to -2, so -3x will be equal to -3. Anywhere we see x, we are going to put -2. So -3 multiplied by -2 is equal to 6. So you are going to write that 6 here. So when x is equal to -1, when x is equal to -1. So in an essay, you have to show everything here. So -3x will now be equal to, anywhere we see x, we are going to put -1. So it's equal to 3. So when x is equal to 0, -3x is going to be -3 multiplied by 0 and is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 1, -3x is going to be -3 multiplied by 1 and it's going to be -3. So -3 here. So when x is equal to 2, -3x is going to be -3 multiplied by 2, and that is equal to -6. So write -6 here. When x, and so on like that. So when x is equal to 3 now, -3 multiplied by 3 is going to be -9. When x is equal to 4, -3 multiplied by 4 is equal to, it gives us -12. When x is equal to 5, -3 multiplied by 5 is equal to -15. So you have to complete that one. Now then you put -4 there. So -4, -4, -4, because -4 is constant, so you have to repeat it. -4, -4, -4, -4, -4. Now we want to find the value of y now. Y is x squared -3x -4. So addition of this. So 4 plus 6, 10, -4, 6. 1 plus 3, 4, -4, 0. 0, 0, 0, -4, -4. 1 minus 3, -2. -2 minus 4, -6. 4 minus 4, -2. -2 minus 4, -6. 9 minus 9, 0. 0 minus 4, -4. 16 minus 12, 4. 4 minus 4, 0. 25 minus 15, 10. 10 minus 4, 6. So that is how to draw the table of quadratic equation. So from the question, the coefficient of x squared here is positive. That means the shape of the graph will look up like this. The U shape will look up. That means we are going to have minimum points. We are going to have minimum points. But there's something I want us to check from this table. When x is equal to 1 and when x is equal to 2, you can see that they have the same value for y. The same value of y. That means when we want to draw the graph, the bottom point here will not come out very well. So we need to provide something in between 1 and 2. So that is why we want us to find the value of when x is equal to 1.5. So when x is equal to 1.5, x squared is going to be what? So 1.5 squared is equal to 2.25. Minus 3x, when x is equal to 1.5, minus 3 multiplied by 1.5 is equal to minus 4.5. Then minus 4 is constant. So the value of y will now be equal to 2.25 minus 4.5 minus 4 is equal to minus 6.25. So you can see that when we draw the graph, it will not be straight at the bottom, so it must come out small, must be hollow. So that's what I want us to notice. We have the materials that we need to draw the graph of quadratic equation or any equation that we want to draw graph for. So we need a graph book. So any type of a graph book. Then we need a well sharpened pencil. We need cleaner, so we can use the cleaner of the pencil. And we need a ruler, not cracked one. Ruler. The points that we want to work on are that is x, y. Okay. Minus 2, 6. Then minus 1, 0. 0, minus 4. 1, minus 6. 2, minus 6. 3, minus 4. 4, 0. 5, 6. And 1.5, minus 6.25. So those are the coordinates of the points that we want to work on. Now, this graph we want to use 1 centimeter to 1 unit for both axes. So we need to draw from here. Here is the. I will explain the meaning of that 1 centimeter to 1 unit. So here's the x-axis, and the horizontal. The horizontal is x-axis and the vertical is y-axis. The center is 0. So now, if you measure this O is 1 centimeter. So that's the meaning of 1 centimeter. And that 1 unit means that from this point 0 to this one is 1. So the difference in each from 1 centimeter to another centimeter is just 1. So 0, 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, Then you can go on like that. 7. So this is positive x-axis and here is negative x-axis. So the right hand side in the horizontal is positive x-axis and left hand side on the horizontal is negative x-axis. So here is minus 1. Another box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 0 to 1 is 1 centimeter. So here is minus 2, minus 3. So you have to let it be on that point exactly. So minus 4, minus 5. Y-axis now. The up is the positive y-axis. And remember that 1 centimeter to 1 unit. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then let's come to negative y-axis. So this place is negative 1, negative 2, write it boldly, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, and negative 7. Now, so the next thing is that we want to start drawing now. So let's look up when x is equal to minus 2. When x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to 6. So you now look for when x is equal to minus 2. So when x is equal to minus 2 is this place. Y is equal to 6, positive 6. So from this point now, you trace it up to go and meet when y is equal to 6. You trace it up. So this is when y is equal to 6. So you asterisk that point exactly. Don't let it go beyond. Now, when x is equal to minus 1, this is when x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 0. You can see x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 0. And x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 0. This is when y is equal to 0 and also when x is equal to 0. So then you place the pencil on x minus 1, y 0. You asterisk it exactly on that point. So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 4. So this is when x is equal to 0. So let's trace it to meet when y is equal to minus 4. So this is when y is equal to minus 4. So we are drawing it like that. So you asterisk it exactly. X is equal to 1. So here is when x is equal to 1. Y is equal to minus 6. So you place your pencil on x is equal to 1. Then you trace it down to meet y when it's equal to minus 6. So we are looking for it. So here it is. So you asterisk it exactly on that point. Now, when x is equal to 2, y is also minus 6. So you trace it down exactly the same place. Exactly. So when x is equal to 3, y is equal to minus 4. Here is 3, x is equal to 3. So trace it to y is equal to minus 4. So here is the place. You asterisk it exactly on that point. When x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0. So this is the place. When x is equal to 5, y is equal to 6. So x is equal to 5, we trace it up. Go and meet when y is equal to positive 6. And here is the place. In this centimeter represents 0.2. So this is 1 when x is equal to 1. So each box represents 0.2. So 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and 2. So for us to find 1.5, it will be in between 1.4 and 1.6. So here is 1.5. So when x is equal to 1.5, y is equal to minus 6.2. So we need to trace it down. Trace it down. So let's look for 6.25. So here is 6.2. So 6.25 will be in between 6.2 and 6.5. So 6.4. So it will be somewhere around this place. So let's trace it to go and meet when x is equal to 1.5. So here. Not accurate, but we are sketching it roughly. So we have sketched it. So the next thing, what we need to do now is that we have to join those points together. So what you can use your free hand, or you can take broom, one stick of a broom to stick it so that we have a perfect graph. So let's use our free hand. Let me see. We are joining the points. You can see. So if you want to do your home, please make sure you use broom. I will do another video where I will teach you how to use broom to join the points. So let's now write the function. Y is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4. You can use pencil, you can use pen. Now, the first one is that we want to use the graph to find the value of y when x is equal to 3.6. So what will be the value of y when x is equal to 3.6? So here is 3. So 3.2, 3.4, 3.6. Here is 3.6. You can see that if you trace it up, there's nowhere for y here. So let's trace it down. So go and meet y. So here is the place. So it means that when x is equal to 3.6, y is equal to minus 2. Here is the place. You can see. So write it in your book. So let's write it 1. When x is equal to 3.6, y is equal to minus 2. So, also, number 2, find the values of x when y is equal to 2. So 2, when y is equal to 2, x is equal to, let's find it. So when y is equal to 2, this is it. When y is equal to 2, what is the value of x? When y is equal to 2, so okay, trace it. That means we are going to have 2 values. So you trace it to the left, you trace it to the right. So you can see, here is it. You trace it down to go and meet x. So, and you trace it to the right as well. Go and meet x. Exactly this place. Trace it down. So we can now say that we have positive and negative value. So let's find it. Here is 4, 4.2, 4.4. So 4.4. So for the left hand side, this is when y is equal to 2. So We trace it down. Here is minus 1, minus 1.2, minus 1.4, and minus 1.5. So when y is equal to 2, the values of x are 4.4 and minus 1.5. So number 3, the lowest value of x squared minus 3x minus 4. I told you that the minimum value occurs when x is equal to minus b over 2a. So, and here b is equal to minus 3. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3, and c is equal to minus 4. So x will now be equal to minus, bracket, minus 3 over 2 multiplied by 1. So we have negative times negative is equal to positive. So we have 3 over 2. So, and that is 1.5. So let's use the graph to trace it. The least value, the lowest value of the graph is when y is equal to minus 6.25. And if you trace it up, you can see that that is exactly when we did for 1.5. So it's either you use the formula or you just use the graph to trace it. So if you use the graph to trace it, you can use the formula to check whether you are wrong or right. So you can just say that the lowest value of x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 is when x is equal to 1.5 and y is equal to minus 6.25. So, and the corresponding value of x, so we have done that one. B, draw the axis of symmetry of the curve and write down its equation. So the line of symmetry is when we can divide the graph to 2 equal parts, the same thing. If it's interchanged, it doesn't change, it's still the same thing. So we can see that this is the place where we can break it into, we can cut it into 2 equally. So, and the symmetry, the axis of symmetry of the equation or the function x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 is when x is equal to 1.5. Now, the equation for it is to find the symmetry of axis is when x is equal to minus b over 2a. So, and we have done it before, minus multiplied by minus 3 over 2 multiplied by 1a, and the answer is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So the formula, the equation for axis of symmetry of line of symmetry of a graph of a quadratic equation is x is equal to minus b over 2a. And we are done with the equation, with the question. So please make sure you go through it, go through everything.